Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Music Mondays. This is episode 65. I'm your host, Dom Slays, and welcome. I hope you're all well. I hope you're chilling. I hope you all had a good week, man. There's a lot of good updates we get to talk about before we get into some reviews, and I'm excited to get into it, man. Like I said, I hope you all had a good week. Episode 64 is live on the channel. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Go show it some love. If you're not also subbed to the YouTube channel, make sure you do so. Because we're closing in on about 50 subscribers. So feel free to show some love there. And it's not just the archived full episodes that are getting uploaded at this point. We're dropping YouTube content every Thursday as well. Snippets from the show, all sorts of just great stuff, as well as exclusive Music Mondays tracks, and a whole lot of good stuff. So make sure you go check that out. Yo, Kale, what's good, homie? I hope you're well. Welcome. So yeah, episode 64 is live on the channel. Make sure you go check that out. SoundCloud Sunday volume 26 is also live on our SoundCloud. I curated this one all by myself this week, so super interesting playlist. A lot more instrumental submissions than we usually get, which was really cool to see. So I threw as much of those on there as I could. And if you're interested in SoundCloud Sunday, submissions drop every Wednesday. So if you're not following us on Twitter, you probably should be. But if that's something you're interested in, be on the lookout for that every Wednesday. Yeah, volume 26 is really good. Volume 27 submissions will be open this Wednesday for SoundCloud Sunday. Those are the two, like, sort of regular updates, but something that was announced early last week that was really important was the arrival of the Music Mondays podcast on all platforms. So if you were interested in listening to the podcast episodes on Spotify, on anywhere that's not YouTube, Apple Podcasts, there's pretty much like every audio store that we upload to now along with YouTube. So if you missed the live stream, if you don't want to listen to it on YouTube, if you listen to podcasts on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts, the Music Mondays podcast will be uploaded there as well. So that was a huge deal for a few reasons. Mostly because there's, quite a few people that listen to our show, and I wanted to be able to bring it to you on like a wider scale, rather than just YouTube and Twitch. Because don't get me wrong, this is great, but you want to be able to take Music Mondays on the go, right? So, there are people out there that don't have YouTube Premium. There are people out there that miss the show. There are people that listen to like podcasts and shit at work. So that's for you. And there's also a pretty cool built-in support button. So if you feel like supporting Music Mondays and the show in any way, that's there as well. So that shit's really dope. But I think the most important thing out of all of that is the fact that I'm uploading all 60 plus episodes to all platforms. So you'll be able to listen to the Music Mondays podcast from the very first episode. Listen to me talk about the show in its early days, see what the show is like, a lot of the stuff that was going on in my life at the time, Um, I mean, the show's only a year old, but 60 plus episodes, we went over so much shit, and like there's just like so many good gems in there where I talk about like just so much stuff. And I feel like putting it on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and other places is just another way to um, show people the library that we've built up over the last year. I mean, you know, there aren't too many people out there that you can say that have been live every Monday doing live submissions. You know what I mean? And even before I was doing submissions, I was recording the show live. So to do that consistently for 60 plus weeks, there's just so much good content in there. And I would advise go checking it out. And right now, the first 10 episodes are live on Spotify. So if that's something that interests you, definitely go check that out. You can find that at like pretty much every link on Music Mondays. But I think we're going to drop at least like 10 episodes like every week or so. Because obviously I'm not just gonna upload fucking the whole 60 because that's a lot of content, and that's just like an overwhelming like amount of shit to take in at one time. So episodes 1 through 10 are live on all platforms now, and of course live on YouTube, but it's available everywhere now. And then episodes 11 through 20 will be live this week, so definitely be on the lookout for that. But I'm really happy to have the show on all platforms, for sure. Like, it's really exciting, 100%. Yo, Cole, what's good, homie? Dread, what's good? I hope you're both well. What's poppin'? Welcome. Yeah, man, so that's pretty exciting. I'm just super happy about that, and definitely stay updated with us on all socials because you'll find out when more episodes are being uploaded. So that's dope. But it's taken a lot of work, and I'm just finally glad to actually have that started, because putting up the archive like at like a later date, when, because like 60 episodes is already a lot, but like imagine if I started to do this like later and wanted to do like every episode, you know, like all of season 1, which is episodes 1 through 50, is already a lot. And then we're on episode 65 now. So you know, 2 whole seasons would be 100 episodes, you know, so the sooner the better. And eventually we'll be all caught up, and the show will be live on YouTube, as well as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the good audio sites. So that was one thing. But there is one other pretty major announcement that we're going to talk about, and it's the announcement of the first Music Mondays official album. Now, this was something that I was talking a little bit about last week, just sort of hinting at, and really didn't want to give too many details on, but the cover's out, the dates announced. Our first official album will be dropping May 14th. Submissions, I think, by the 11th or so, just a couple days notice, but all the information will be linked in the description, and you can find way more information on our Twitter. But the gist of it is we're collecting unreleased exclusive music from the Music Mondays community, as well as the underground community, in efforts to showcase a lot of the people that are dropping music that don't necessarily have the audience they would like and want to basically show off their sound and be a part of what Music Mondays really represents. And that's the pure underground, that's independent music, that's a lot. And it's just important to me to be able to represent that in the best way. And we're only releasing on SoundCloud and YouTube. So if you were wondering if you were going to submit a track and would you be able to upload it on other stores, yes, feel free. Music Mondays will only ask for the exclusive on SoundCloud and YouTube. So if you're, releasing a song on Spotify or you want to put it on Apple, do your thing. You know what I mean? You want to make a music video for it, do your thing. But as far as SoundCloud and YouTube, that's where the full album's gonna go, on the Music Mondays page, and everyone involved, of course, will be fully credited, but we're gonna promote this like an actual album and not a playlist or anything like that. This is actually a first for Music Mondays, and probably the first of many. But this will be pretty legendary, and it'll be a good representation of what we've been doing here on the show. Just the whole last year and the community we've built, and how well people can collaborate and just come together to release really good music that shows off who they are as an artist, their skill, their sound, and just be able to be a part of something special. So if the Music Mondays official album, Hearing Cases of the Mondays, interests you, feel free to check out our Twitter. You can send the Music Mondays account a message. You could send me a message. All submissions will be collected through email. And yeah. And there's a pretty active conversation going on in our Discord for the album as well. So if you were looking to get one of your beats placed, or you were looking for an artist to, feature on a track for the album, anything like that, feel free to join our Discord and join the conversation about our first official project. It's actually pretty crazy, but it's coming along really well. We've already got 3 or 4 submissions. We've got people working on beats. We just have a whole lot of community pull for this, and I'm really grateful for it, and it's gonna turn out really, really fucking dope. So a few more things coming involving that this week, but just stay tuned for that, for sure. So yeah, man, those are 2 massive updates. Really, really important stuff going on in the Music Mondays world right now. I kind of had a feeling that April would be just one of our better months because of what I had planned, and we're just putting out a shitload of content, and I'm excited for the future. Spring has been well, so heading into summer, expect a lot of dope shit from Music Mondays, and of course the usual written articles every Friday. Those return this Friday as well. This week we took a break because there was a lot of course, as you just heard, important topics to discuss. And yeah, everything's going along as planned, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. I'm definitely exhausted, but it was needed. You know what I mean? Like that extra push was totally needed. And it was necessary for this, and the train doesn't stop for Music Mondays at all. So more updates on everything, man. Articles return Friday. There was also some website maintenance as well that I did. I updated a few things, moved some stuff around, updated the podcast section. There'll be updates once a week per usual, but just as a heads up, that's fully updated as well. So feel free to go check out musicmondays.com, or I guess our true URL is allmusicmondays.com, but you can find the link pretty much everywhere on our socials. So go check that out. And of course, link in description if you're watching on YouTube. But yeah, those are the major updates and everything that's going on with Music Mondays. And we have a decent amount of submissions for you guys, so this will be good, man. I think we can hop right into it. I don't think there was much else that I was going to mention. I can tweet the stream out. That's what I am going to do. Let me pull up the submissions. I'll go like this. Boom. Stream is tweeted. Let's get right into it, man. So, you guys know the drill. But if you don't, this is the deal. So, if you were ever interested in submitting for the Music Mondays podcast, these are the tweets that we curate and collect submissions from. Basically, they read as follows. Artists and creatives, submissions are open for live reviews at Music Mondays, live on 4/18/22, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is right now today. Twitch.tv/Silent Plays, which is what you're watching. If you'd like to submit your music, artwork, fashion, or digital creations, drop your links and portfolios below. All art forms are welcome. So, usually you guys hear me talk about that a lot. But for those of you who don't know, the reason why we collect submissions through Twitter and not through DM or any other social is because it's easiest for us to go through them, give respect to anybody else who's submitted tracks, and just to keep the show free flow. We don't have to open up a bunch of tabs, go through a bunch of stuff. So if you're ever interested in submitting your music or art or basically anything, we've reviewed everything on here from short films, artwork, merchandise, a whole lot of stuff. So if you're ever interested, feel free to follow us on Twitter. Our only requirements and prerequisites, your submissions have to be in by 8 p.m., obviously before the show starts, and you have to be following us on Twitter to be eligible. Those are the only two prerequisites, man. Basically just to spread the show is all we're doing here. So feel free. Yo, Harko, it's good, homie. I hope you're well. Welcome. I think we have a decent amount of submissions. Sunset submitted late. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We reviewed Alice last week. 9, 10 maybe? 11, 12. Actually, I think we've reviewed this before. Substance abuse? Yeah. I reviewed this a grip ago. Decent lineup tonight for sure. Lil Skunky also submitted a couple of tracks. Wiggle It Out made our SoundCloud Sunday Volume 26 playlist. So if you haven't heard that, go check it out. I talked a little bit about that earlier, but probably one of our better playlists. Lately they've been absolutely just super versatile. Instrumentals, genres, just crazy shit. SoundCloud Sunday has been doing really well, so go check that out. But I think we'll be checking out Lay Low, because this video is going to be really interesting for sure. I'm excited to see this. But let's hop right into this, man. Um, so first off, we have Crystal Christian. They have a couple of socials that they submit through and follow Music Mondays on, but this is their personal account, and they submitted a track titled Oversight. So we're gonna pop that open in a new tab. The cover's fire. It's like cartoon esque. I fuck with that 100%. But Thomas Marcus is not a vocalist. They are a producer. So their instrumentals are very vibrant and they're very dreamlike and um they're very special in a way that they have a lot of personality for sure. So let's get into this. Thomas Marcus, Oversight. Smooth, definitely. Black Cat, what's good, homie? Hope you're well. Definitely smooth. Oh. That fucking outro though, holy shit. True Valor, we fucking have reviewed that as well. Smooth, smooth. Let me get a fucking smooth in the chat, man. Let's go, baby. Definitely smooth. Shout out Thomas, man. That was very chill. All their instrumentals have been very, very chill. I won't lie. Yeah, so let's break this one down. Obviously no vocals, so we're gonna talk about the instrumental and the overall theme of Oversight. So, man, where to start about this track? I mean, one of the first things I said about Thomas was their instrumentals have a lot of personality, right? And that they do. This one gave me a lot of like almost jazzy, sort of like smooth vibes. Very kickback, very like late night sort of drive. The guitars on this are crazy. The melodies are obviously the shining star here, 100%. Um, light, super light drums. Um, I like Thomas's sound choices here as well as a producer. Um, I've never heard a track so far from Thomas that has like an out of place sound or anything like that. Their sound design is really good. Um, and I feel like Thomas just makes instrumentals for movies and video games and like just like real good like cinematic pieces, right? Like I feel like his music is like almost has the perfect personality for it. And this track definitely shows that 100%. I mean, even the cover looks like a fucking movie, right? Like reminds me of Vegas almost or something of that nature. So I feel like Oversight's definitely like a good representation of not only his skill but the ability to like show off skill and like has like such a chill product. Um, Thomas is a producer of very few sounds, if you will. So very dope track we got here, 100%. And one thing I really enjoy about this though is the structure and the fact that it's 3 minutes and 29 seconds. Um, wow, like fuck me, right? Like, cause I mean, you could go crazy in like a 60-second snippet, but the fact that you can, do it with some longevity and keep switching it up, but the beat also doesn't like sound discombobulated or get repetitive. So I feel like Thomas like has a really good idea of how beats, or at least his beats and instrumentals should progress, which is really dope. You know what I mean? It's always good to have that sort of knowledge about yourself as an artist or producer. Very important, very important. But overall, solid instrumental. Could totally hear this on any radio, and actually, you could hear a lot of artists go crazy on this. Now that I think about it, but Thomas has really larger than life pieces for sure. To talk about the theme, Oversight, like Thomas has always done a really good job with covers and making his instrumentals have that much more personality. Um, which I think is really good. With not only aesthetics like covers and shit, but I think song titles and just going the extra distance for instrumentals that sort of like mean something to you are always like it's just such a good thing to have as an artist. You know what I mean? And not even just as a producer, like as an artist, like if you go the extra mile to like give your work some personality, I think that's a great thing. And Thomas definitely does that, especially as a producer. It's more important, 100%. Because an artist has their words, right? A producer only has their sound. So if you can sort of, you know, put it in a way where they can visualize it too, and it's still an instrumental, that's great. So, A plus for me for effort, 100%. Great theme for sure. So, with that said, shout out Thomas Marcus, man. That was a trip. That was definitely a trip and a great start to the show, 100%. Make sure you follow Thomas on Spotify. Make sure you follow Chris Christian on Twitter. And of course, all artists featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And everywhere, now that we're on all platforms, feel free to stream us on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. So, um, up next, we got the homie Offspring Mysterious. Walking Onslaught's Anarchy song parody. Wait, we gotta see this. Let's check this out. So, a bit of a shorter edition from Offspring, um, but If you don't know, oh man, we got a 1440p video, bro. From let's go. What? We have to do that. We have to do that 100%. Um but yeah, if you don't know who Offspring is, Offspring has been a pretty good staple for Music Mondays for the last, man, I want to say 10 plus shows, if not more. We've listened to their music, discussed their short films. I think one of Offspring's first submissions was their art, and it was through their website. And it was then where I realized Offspring was like a really jack of all arts, and really does a lot of shit. Like Offspring really does a lot of his own work, is very DIY, and really enjoys what they do. So it's always a pleasure to see what Offspring is up to. 100%. With that said, Walking Onslaught Anarchy song parody. Let's check this out. What? This man's about to get turned. He's about to get fucking turned. Let's go. Uh-huh. Yep. Uh-huh. Yes, sir. Yo, Offspring is comedy. Yo, what? This is older too. I think this came out in 2020. He's like, holy shit. Get it, Offspring. Is that a vacuum? Tell me that's a vacuum. What? What the fuck? Holy shit! What? This was not the turn I was gonna expect. Uh. Yo, look at this editing. What the fuck? Damn, I didn't know Offspring could edit like this back then. And it was a vacuum. It was a vacuum. This editing is actually top tier. What the fuck? I will say the edits are really good because, like, I remember recently Offspring submitted something that was like relatively new and the editing was really good, but this is like 2 years old and this editing is kind of dope. I'm not gonna lie. The song's also a bop. Go crazy.
I know you know those wings inside of you. I know you know.
And the fact that it's in 1440. The fucking vacuum got me though. Saw that and I was like, is that a fucking vacuum? Dude, we need to have like a reaction like night where like we just react to like music videos and like all types of shit. Like we totally have to. Like 100%. Like that like fuck, that was great. So let's break this down. Obviously this is a song parody slash cover slash Offspring short film. But this is a super super short film compared to what we usually go over with Offspring. Offspring normally has 30-minute to, you know, um 25-minute like short films. But this one is kind of impressive for a lot of reasons, and we'll just talk about the visual for a minute. Um the reason why I enjoy Offspring's content is because um, most importantly the effort. The effort is what really shines here because there's a shitload of it. He does it all himself and it's all original. But the thing is like sort of like I mentioned while we were watching was Offspring recently submitting something and their editing being like really really dope. And this is from 2020 in September. So I was like, holy shit, this editing is actually really good for, you know, sort of early Offspring work. And it's interesting to see the journey. And I feel like this might be one of the better early things that we've seen from him, 100%. Especially when it comes to like actually editing like a visual relating to music, right? Because this is like a music video parody as well. Like this is definitely like a music video parody. So the fact that like Offspring went like above and beyond to edit this, I think that was fi, 100% fi. Um, Probably the shining star about this, in my opinion, would be the editing. Um, I think I would really like to see Offspring edit their own visual or like a visual or an instrumental that they produce as well. Just because he's had so much success with like short film editing, I would love to see how a visual turns out for an instrumental that Offspring produces. I think that would be really, really dope. 100%. But definitely my favorite part, and without a doubt, the shining star about this edit for sure, is the editing itself. Very impressive and pretty like early work of Offspring. So I fuck with it a lot, 100%. This was like a real good insight to see like, you know, like Offspring back then and then like Offspring now. So very dope, very dope. Wait, actually, we didn't check the description because usually his descriptions are like, yeah, see, that's one thing about Offspring is their descriptions are always dope. Um, even like the ones that have um like super like uh longer themes Offspring goes super hard on the description, and it's so sick. You know what I mean? Like the fact that it's not just like a short film, he's also writing detailed, short stories and then making the art and producing the music and basically putting on his own like content house by himself, man. And as somebody who's been doing that for pretty much over a year now at this point, very impressive. Very impressive. Because it seems like, like I'm just gassing Offspring, but I do know what it takes to, like, at least fully produce your own content, edit it, put it out. You know what I mean? Like, a lot goes into that shit. So, if you're one of those people doing that shit, shout out to you because very tippable. Very, very tippable. But with that said, shout out to Offspring Mysterious, man. Make sure you go show him some love. Um, he's literally 13 subscribers away from a hundo, 3 away from 90. Go show him some love, man. He uploads short films, instrumentals, all sorts of stuff. All of his links will be found in the description of all of his films as well. Super, 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 super fucking dope. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description box of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, on the description of the audio site re-upload as well now. So go stream us on Spotify. Up next, we got the homie, Cole Girard. Cole has submitted, I think, 2 songs so far, not including this one, and they've all been fucking like back-to-back bangers, like super bangers. And like one of the main things I noticed about Cole was his talent for just blending genres and hitting all sorts of flows and notes. And Cole is a very like structured genre blender, and it's really dope. It's really, really fucking dope. So let's check this out. He said drop this Friday, and it's track titled Cool. So let's pop this open in Spotify. Let's check this out. 3 minutes 8 seconds. The cover is fire. Yeah, the cover is fire. It's got like that like old school, not like old school feel, but it's got that like, yeah, it is kind of old schooly actually. Now that I think about it, you know what I mean? It's like one of those drawings you'd find in like an old like 90s textbook. That's actually kind of sick. Whoever did that art snapped, 100%. Yo, let's get it. Sunset, what's good, homie? Hope you're well. You're welcome, Cole. Let's get it, homie. Cole Girard, cool. Let's hop right into this.
Roll it over, get a pulley, got a piece on me, non-stats on me, 18K news, 14K boost, I know what to do, hit 'em with the deuces, slaying on my new shit, staying on my grind, keep it bitch cause I don't wanna lose it, talking to myself like I can do this, we've been through this, it's about time to smoke a doob, but you need cooling, cool, like my ice in the space booth, tennis and Cubans on my Franco, ooh, shit. The gold and the diamonds on my wrist go, ooh, yeah. Wake up, roll it over, get a pulley, got a piece on me, non-stats on me, 18K news, 14K boost, I know what to do, hit 'em with the deuces, slaying on my new shit, staying on my grind, keep it bitch cause I don't wanna lose it, talking to myself like I can do this, we've been through this, it's about time to smoke a doob, but you need cooling. Bags open, we fit in, what the fuck, at low, gotta go, do the bus, go, get the tall low, this shit take a lot to think you fuck a cop, yo, keep it lethal for these ops, don't get dry, yo, Bags on me, racks on me. That's a plus one for the black homie. No surprise when come circle back, homie. No surprise, we got money on our mind, yeah. Best not fuck with mine. Do not waste my time. Say they got my back, man. Hope they not too far. Also temperamental, it's fucking mental. Let's get some metal. Bash the brains out, turn this conversation to an instrumental. Cool, cool, cool. Like my ice in the space booth. Ooh, ooh. Tennis and Cubans on my Franco. Ooh, shit. The gold and the diamonds on my wrist. Go, ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah. Wake up, roll it over. Get a pulley. Got a piece on me, non-stats on me. 18K news, 14K boost. I know what to do. Hit 'em with the deuces. Slaying on my new shit. Staying on my grind. Keep it bitch, cause I don't wanna lose it. Talking to myself like I can do this. We've been through this. It's about time to smoke a doob, but you need cooling.
Let's go, man. Dude, this fade out though. I like fade outs like that because it lets the shit fucking sink in. You know what I mean? So, wow, what a track! And literally, just as I said it too, Cole's out here doing all sorts of like really dope vocals that end up coming together in some like wild way, man. It's actually kind of crazy. But let's hop right into this. So we're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Cool. So the instrumental choice here is insane. Whoever produced this, whether it was Cole or another producer, they went fucking crazy. The melody is actually really, really, really good. Something you like kind of pick up on as the song goes, right? Because it's like, you know, the 808s will grab your attention early on after they drop. But when you like, you know, listen deeper and you hear this melody, this track becomes really, really vibey. Like it's quite the fucking vibe if I do say so myself, 100%. Man. So melody's fire. Drums go super, super crazy. 808's a big star on the instrumental, 100%. Mix is really good too. Nothing too clashy or overbearing or anything like that. Definitely a solid mix on the instrumental for sure. Especially in comparison with the vocals. But all in all, I like the instrumental choice here, 100%, 100%. Cole's definitely an artist that like knows what he likes when it comes to like picking beats, because like I feel like somebody could like take this very same beat and not sound as good on it, and especially try to do like the same cadences and like the same flows and like hit the same notes. I feel like, you know, certain people like couldn't sound as good as Cole on this. So I fuck with that a lot. You know what I mean? I feel like Cole definitely knows his sound and like what he likes as an artist, not just like what would sound like dope. You know what I mean? Like, because it sounds dope, but like, you know, it's one thing to pick like dope beats. It's another thing to like find a dope beat and then like make it your own. This is definitely one of those for sure. So yeah, instrumental choice, absolutely fire. I fuck with it a lot. Vocals. Vocals. Sort of like I said at the beginning, man, Cole is a connoisseur of flows. Definitely not afraid to hit all sorts of notes and switch up cadences and just do really like almost sporadic shit, but like it sounds cohesive. Like that's the thing. Like some artists like just switch it up too hard and you'd be like, oh shit, this is kind of like weird. You know what I mean? But nah, like Cole like makes that shit really work for him. And I think it's one of Cole's like really shining traits is the fact that Cole's able to like take a beat and be able to like skate on it like he does. You know what I mean? Not a lot of artists are able to do that type of shit. Um, so definitely a multi-talented vocalist, if I do say so myself, 100%. Writing was solid on this too. Writing was really good. Lots of witty bars. Um, lots of chill bars. Lots of stuff that like you don't have to like think too hard on, but you're like, ah, that was clever. You know what I mean? Solid writing for sure. And then of course like writing that's like, you know, in relation to Cole, and then like you can like get something out of it yourself. You know, there's a good variety of it here. Um, so with that said, I think the writing was pretty well done. Um, vocal mix itself though, super solid, super solid, especially for somebody like Cole who does as many flows and does as many vocal acrobats on tracks. The mix as well. Mix is really good. I enjoy this a lot. Um, I think that's about it. I mean, as far as vocals go, like it was solid. Like, because I always look for like clashes and like super overwhelming parts of the song. Because I always listen at a decent volume. Um, and Cole always sounds really well mixed, and that's one thing I can always say about Cole is I think we've had like 3 tracks on here from Cole, and the engineering on each track has been exceptional. So definitely a real talent of Cole's for sure. Um, let's talk about the theme here. Now, the theme definitely has um some relation to the lyrics because you know some songs have like aesthetic themes and then some songs have like lyrical and aesthetic themes. um some songs just are songs, you know what I mean? You like you don't necessarily need to have a theme, right? You really don't. But this one's definitely just about, for one, being cool and chilling out, but like there's a lot of bars in here that like range, and you can tell that like Cole like, I don't know if you could say like went into writing with a theme, but like almost like started writing and like kept with a theme. And I think that's really dope. Um Sometimes artists, you know, can stray too far as lyrics go. They can just start talking about a bunch of random bullshit and you're like, "Wait, where's this song going?" Which sometimes that's fine too, but there's little shit in certain songs that you can pick up on and you're like, oh, okay, like you know what I mean? You start like picking up on like subtle themes throughout the track, and it all starts to come together. Or you start to make up like your own consensus of the song and like what you really think of the track or what it said to you. So I think Cool definitely has a really good underlying theme here. Aesthetically, like I said at the start, the cover is really dope. I like the fonts, and it just reminds me of like 90s a lot, but like modernized 90s though. Like it's not like fucking like 90s hip hop, you know what I mean? It's just very like um modernized 90s, 100%. And the palette of colors is great. Great. 100%. So, all in all, Cool is just another showing of what Cole can do on tracks, man. I've yet to hear a song from Cole with like parts I like don't enjoy. I think Cole has a really bright future as an artist when it comes to not only their music but being involved in like other people's music, you know, because Cole can do features with a lot of artists from a lot of genres that do one type of sound, and Cole can be like, oh yeah, I can do some shit like that, you know, because I'm Cole and I can do like 50 different sounds. And that's a really rare skill set to have. You know what I mean? That's a really rare skill set. So shout out to Cole for that, man. That's a dope talent for sure. I like that a lot. So, with that said, shout out to Cole for the submission. Thank you, homie. Much fucking love. Make sure you go stream Cool. Follow Cole on Spotify. Follow Cole on Twitter. go show Cole some love, man. Super, super talented artist and a consistently submitting artist here on Music Mondays. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button, man. Let's get it, baby. So, we are cruising, and we've already got a really great variety here. Alright, what's good? Welcome to stream, homie. Hope you're well. Yo, let's get it, Cole. Let's get it, baby. Up next, we got the homie Kale. They submitted a track with their homie June and 777 Fury. You guys know Fury a lot. We reviewed a June track, I think it was with Kale, maybe last week, right? Something like that. So this is gonna be really good. Fury and June could be really, really, really nuts. I'm excited for this. Definitely excited for this. I believe this is a all Kale produced track. It might be a collab. But let's pop this open a new tab. Pause that for a second. Love and War, man. Literally the definition of it. Whoever I almost want to say this is a Fury cover because it looks like Fury's art style. But this goes fucking hard. Like hard. Like really fucking hard. Yeah, man, the cover really says it all. You know what I mean? Like Love and War, you know what I mean? Like the cover fucking says it all. But really great aesthetic. I like the edit there a lot. Yeah, Prod Kale, solo beat. Lyrics in description. This is on June's profile as well. I love the lyrics in description and just how June has structured a lot of their tracks that we've listened to so far, Prod Kale. I like it a lot. So, with that said, Love and War, featuring Fury, Prod Kale, by June. Let's get into it.
Okay, because I got this recorded. I mean, you need to hear this.
It is time. Peace of mind is sever. All my angels get to heaven never settle. As a pessimistic motherfucker, triple twos a sacred shuttle. Angel number, bring my lovers to the gate. Love and one, frozen sun, 7 daggers, bitch. I put the rubies on my styrofoam. Now where they go? Mr. Cup, I sip the cup, flip it off, I turn around and pocket profit. Just like 3 rules on my hustle. Get to chirping, get to ducking, see you fly, like I know you fucking would. I let them fly, like I know they fucking would. These pussies fly, like I know they fucking would.
The shadows of faces, the darkness consuming my light and all of the pain that you harbor, a meal for the demons is part of the war. I'm losing love and I'm losing touch. I'm craving, I want a lot more. Broken, mistreated, but far from defeated. A soldier that's hating my core. Close to the edge, I'm losing my head, but solid, this battle ain't war. Not off a bean, I ain't sipping no lean. Let the yappers dissolve in my pop. I see the light and embraces. These niggas will kill for a spot at the top. Peeping the envy, so far from friendly, the cutter can still do its job. I hope you rob your dogs like they family, even if murder's involved. Cut while you staring, my rags got blue. Ask about the low kick doors, bro sleep. Poker in my coat, I ain't about to scrap. I just really hope that his blood don't get on me. Leave a nigga leaky, body like a faucet. That's a John Doe, cause that nigga ain't shit. I like when they bleed, I like when they squirm. I like when I burn or leave a nigga head split. Try to stay calm, but that didn't work. Now who gon' die today? I'm feeling low, my mood is the worst. Now who gon' die today? Tried to stay calm, but that didn't work. Now who gon' die today? I'm feeling low, my mood is the worst. Now who gon' die today?
What the fuck? That was some like horror shit, but like it wasn't even horror. That was like straight like murder, like holy fuck. That was actually crazy. Holy shit. Kale went the fuck off. Let me just say that because Kale submitted this and holy shit. Kale's portfolio of songs that they've submitted are absolutely out of this world. Ara, thank you. Thank you, homie. I appreciate that. Yeah, the Fury's mix on this is fucking crazy too. Fury's mix is actually crazy. And it's funny because I think we talked about a little about about this at the podcast and that we have a Fury in us and Michael. Fury said something like someone said that they sound evil on the track or whatever. If this was the track that they heard, holy shit, he definitely sounds evil on this. This is like, it's not like scary, but like it's like it's very ominous. You know what I mean? Um, it's got this dark tone, but there's something fine about it. But we'll get into it. We're gonna break this down by 3 categories. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track. The instrumental is just fucking crazy. For one, the sample is just absolutely beyond it's so creepy. It's so creepy, but like in a dope way because like there are some beats that like try to be like super like horror like uh just like super scary, but like just end up sounding like a Halloween beat or something. But this is like really like Blair Witch Dark Forest type shit. Like this is some real um really dark shit and I fuck with it a lot. Um but with it being that dark, the drums had to be really right for it, right? And I think Kale absolutely went crazy with these drums. The 808s are definitely the shining star of the instrumental for sure. Kale went super hard on the 808s. I think the 808s are perfect on this. I love the pattern. I love the structure. I love the break in the middle a lot. And the overall mix of the instrumental is really good too. Everything hits really good. Like a clashing or a 2 overbearing. Vocals sit real good on it. Really good. Because sometimes with harder beats, maybe you could have some trouble or, but this is perfect. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. What an instrumental here. What an instrumental. Whoever picked this or whoever Kale sent this to originally, whether it be June, anything like that, they made a really good choice. 100%. This is nuts. Let's talk about vocals here. Now, June sounds really solid on this. I really like his mix. I'm not sure who did all the mixing on this or if it was just one person, etc., etc. But as far as June's mix goes, absolutely solid. I'm a huge fan of June's voice. Everything I've heard from June has been like really top tier. Um, June is just one of those artists that like has that like star voice, and you can just hear it once and you're like, oh wow, you know what I mean? Like just a very like seasoned type of vocalist, for sure. So with that said, I like June's mix a lot. June's writing here though is something to behold. But the track that we reviewed last week, I believe, June was just a super poetic writer, and here I think it was almost similar. A little bit on the darker tone on this side. Um, Last week's was a more visually, uh, I'd say descriptive. But for the most part, this one has some like has like a very ominous tone to it. I like the writing here a lot. It goes with the instrumental. I almost feel like June like put himself in the instrumental for this one, 100%. Um, and I like the idea of love and war, but we'll talk about that in a second. But all in all, June's vocals here and lyrics are excellent, 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 excellent. Just perfect for the beat, if you ask me. Um, and the fact that they're in the description is like so dope. You know what I mean? Like artists don't do that enough. Like even to this day, they just don't. Plain and simple, they just don't do it enough. And I think they should because it not only like helps people learn your song, but like gives like an insight on like what lyrics look like and like what lyrics like look like reading them. You know what I mean? And like you can like visual. It just helps a lot of listeners visualize what you're speaking, and it definitely helps for sure. But Fury's vocals, on the other hand, this is one evil mix. More because like I didn't think Fury ever sounded evil until I heard this. This is definitely some like super scary Fury. Um, and I like it though. I like it though because like I feel like this is like a rare track. I feel like this is a very rare track, and Fury's known to like be super descriptive with his lyrics. So it just made the lyrics like even better when you heard this mix, like straight up. Um, but I like Fury on this a lot. Fury's a very like I wouldn't say like dark rapper, but definitely has like a lot of like um dark lyrics throughout some songs, and then some songs I'd say he's like very 50-50. Some songs you'd find some dark shit, and then other songs you'd be like, "Oh wow, this is great." Um or like happy vibes, I guess you could say, or more positive lyrics. Um but this track, this track he talks his shit like a lot, like a real lot. I feel like he heard this beat and almost got excited. You know what I mean? Because like Fury wrote the shit out of this beat. He fucking snapped on this. But I kind of expected that going into it. Cause with a mix as like dark and as solid as this, um, like the lyrics I almost expected to be like super dark, and they were. You know what I mean? Fury definitely made the most out of Love and War, and like probably heard June's verse and was like, "Holy shit! All right, let me go like super hard on this," and that he fucking did. That he fucking did. Um, Fury talked his shit. There was a wide range of topics that Fury, left open for interpretation on this song, and I think that's really sick. Because Fury's not like a blatant sort of artist. Definitely there's a lot of things you have to put together, and then there's things that he'll just outright say, and I think that makes him a really, really dope artist for sure. But Fury makes solid writing, really, really solid. But one of the main things is like he added a lot to this track, like because like this could have been a June track, and June could have done another verse, and it just would have been a June track, right? But June was like, all right, well, let me get a fucking feature, and let me see who I can get on this bitch. And Fury was like, all right, bet. And one of my main things that I look for when I see a feature on a track is, what are they doing different? What are they adding to the track? And, you know, how is this track sounding as a collaboration? And I think it's great because they like add two different elements but come together to keep with the theme love and war. You know what I mean? And I don't think they strayed too far from each other, but they did their own thing to make like one cohesive song. And I think that's sick. Like I think that's like the greatest outcome when it comes to collaborating and doing shit like that is, you know, you get a feature on a song, you don't want them to like, you know, try to like you want them to add something, right? You know what I mean? Like you want them to add another flavor to the track and make the track worthwhile. And that's definitely the case here. 100%. Because you want to be repetitive and shit, you know what I mean? So I think they accomplished that without a doubt. Now, the theme is definitely very obvious. Both June and Fury had no problem talking about love and war. Whether it be through violence, theoretical means, poetic means, anything like that. I think they really laid it all out in this 2 minutes 50 seconds for sure. I loved both their writing on this. I think they, like I said, came together for a real good collaborative effort here. And then you add Kalen with an instrumental like this, you know, you got a recipe for an underground a rarity and definitely an underground classic, for sure. Aesthetically, the theme, you know, couldn't be any more obvious. This really looks like a Fury cover, but I could be wrong. Whoever did this, either way, whether it be Fury or another artist, they went fucking crazy. Less is more here for sure, especially when it comes to a theme like this. Throw on a parental advisory and call it a fucking day because that's dirty. That's real dirty. I fuck with that a lot. So yeah, Love and War, June, Fury, Kale. Let's fucking get it. Kale, thank you for the submission, homie. Much fucking love. Make sure you go follow Kale, follow Fury, follow June. They'll all be linked in the description box of the YouTube re-upload. Make sure you go follow Kale on Twitter as well. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description box of the YouTube re-upload. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button and check out the description box and go show these artists some love, man, because they're all super talented. And they all deserve a lot of love, man, for sure. They're all doing their thing and work very hard. Now, up next, Purge of Eden. Purge of Eden was an artist recommended to me through our staff member and curator, Dr. Freon, otherwise known as Ice Age. They submitted one of their tracks not last week, maybe the week before, and Purge of Eden was one of the more rare types of artists that I ran into. Super small following, and just really caught my eye because I was like, wow, this motherfucker is extremely talented. Extremely talented. But this will be the first time we're getting to review them here live on Music Mondays. So this will be interesting, 100%. Let's pop this open in a new Tabaroonie. The cover's very ominous, very like almost slender like. Reminds me of like Marble Hornets. A VHS found footage type cover. I've always been a huge fan of these, so maybe I'm biased, but I fuck with it a lot. Minute 56, Beasts, Broad Redark, Eden. Holy shit. It was almost like Eden could have been on the track with fucking June and Fury, bro. This could have been the third verse. Holy shit. I literally the fucking comment, where is it? Mom, come pick me up, I'm scared. That was some dark shit, man. And we got a lot of dark ass submissions today. Let's go. Beans. So this is quite the track here. A very instrumentally driven track, but still short on the vocals, but heavy on the impression. 100%. Let's get into it. Let's break this down by instrumental. We'll talk about vocals, and we're talk about the overall theme of this track. So, the instrumental is almost like a feature here on this track. I like rare little songs like this, just because it leaves more open, like, thoughts, and you're like, what's gonna come next? Like, like, it makes you want to find more info about Eden, and it makes you want to explore their other tracks, because, like, this is like the instrumental is alone insane, like super crisp, hits extremely fucking hard. The sample is just holy shit. It's just like fuck me. This is definitely quite the track. Now, instrumentally, Redark could have released this on his own, and it could have done pretty well for sure. But Eden came on here vocally and went pretty hard in so many words. Like literally a verse, and then like not even a verse, and a hook. Like this is something that like it's super intriguing, because I don't see much of this anymore. There aren't a lot of tracks out here that like, there's a couple underground artists that just hit me like this, where it's just like, man, like, what else do you got? You know what I mean? You're like, holy shit, like, I gotta find more about this guy. Because Eden makes some fucking crazy shit. And vocally, this was like almost more of a... This either could have been like a super like unfinished idea that he just polished up and said, fuck it, I'm dropping. Or realistically, he just made this on some super evil shit and dropped it. Either way, it went fucking crazy. Went absolutely fucking crazy. Just because it's so short and effective, and the instrumental is like almost 50% of the song, and then you have Eden come in on it on some super dark shit and just leave on some super dark shit. Very effective, especially for an artist of Eden's caliber. 100%. I believe they made the last couple of volumes of SoundCloud Sunday, and you should definitely check out a lot more of their work for sure. But instrumental was great. Redark did an awesome job. The vocals were dope. The mix was really solid. That's one thing that's really dope about this is the mix. Whoever mixes for Eden, whether it be Eden himself or their engineer, they do an excellent job. I like Eden's vocals a lot. Dark, but not too like overdone, you know? So, let's talk about the overall theme. Super dark cover. Just like one of the like found footage kind of themes that like, like I said, maybe I'm biased, maybe I'm not, but I fuck with it a lot. And it's sort of like ominous, because like you have like the two like little like almost eyes or lights, or like, bro, like this is just one of those like you never know type covers. And it's perfect for this track, because Eden, I feel like, is one of those artists where like you just never know what they're gonna drop, and this definitely proves it, 100%. But overall, a dope track. Very, very, like, rare. This is very rare. I'd like to see more of this, and I'd like to see more Eden for sure. We gotta showcase way more of you on Music Mondays, 100%. With that said, shout out to Eden. Thank you for the submission, homie. Much fucking love. Make sure you go follow Eden on SoundCloud. Make sure you follow Eden on Twitter, Purge of Eden. Show him some love, man. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Let's see. What do we got left, chat? We got 1, 2, 3. We reviewed Alice last week. 4, 5. We've reviewed this 6, 7, and we're definitely watching this. So 8. We're for sure watching that. 100% we gotta watch that. So let's get it, man. Hi-Res has been one of the like leading Music on Mondays reggae future stars, man. Hi-Res brings like these positive kind of like upbeat vibes with some like really like just writing that like makes you smile and you're like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Hi-Res has definitely got a dope reggae vibe going on a lot. Sprinkles in a little bit of influence from everything. So I fuck with Hi-Res heavy. So they submitted their track titled Smoke Weed. Let's check this out. We're gonna pop this open in a new motherfucking tab. Let's check out the description. Fire. Let's do that. We'll go theater. Super volume. Okay, Hi-Res, Smoke Weed. March 22nd, 2022. Let's check this out.
Ganja man, light up the chalice. Tell your dog. I smoke weed. Tell him until I can't breathe. Light up another one. Ganja man, and let her proceed. We're Rasta man like I. Tell him I love my weed tea. So light up another one. Let her proceed. I jumped up quick, oh, I got to go. I time to find the throw. If a weed give away, I'm in the front row. So how the ganja man, oh, listen to me clear. In your mind, there shouldn't be no quote. You see the crack and coke, that's no joke. But if you smoke weed, you got my vote. I will never stop, even when I feel like my head afloat. I smoke weed until I can't breathe. Light up another one and let her proceed. We're Rasta man like I love my weed tea. So light up another one and let her proceed. Light stop and light that so my eyes stay red. For me, that's the best way to go through life. Tell CVS, I don't need the meds. My doctor already prescribed Baba Kush. Yeah,
Hey.
on a pound before you go to bed. With the hot grabber, we have it thinking like a Rasta, not a dread. Wake up the next morning, bless God. Weed until I can't breathe. Light up another one and let her proceed. We're Rasta man like I love my weed tea. So light up another one and let her proceed. Ganja man.
That was a fucking stoner anthem. Holy shit, this guy's got me ready to go fucking roll up a fucking leaf, bro. Holy shit. Okay, so let's talk about this, man. Fuck, you know, we already know what the theme is. Fuck me, right? This is a bop though. 100% a weed anthem, and fuck, you know, nah. Let's just get into it. Definitely smoke weed. um, let's break this down by instrumental, vocals, and overall theme. So, Higher S is definitely one of these artists for me that has no problem writing hooks for themselves. Like Higher S makes like very jam, kind of like, like vibey hooks. Like you could hear this and fuck me, dude. Like this is just one of those really like kick back, laid back vibes. Like for one, if we're gonna talk about the instrumental here, it's very tropical, very tropical, very like peaceful, but with almost slightly added trap elements. Um, there's a couple of different elements in here, but overall, I like the tropical feel, and the drums are pretty dope. And one thing about the mix too is it sits really well with the vocals, but it's it's interesting because Higher has like a very like wide vocal range, and sometimes if you don't mix that shit right, instrumentals can either sound drowned out or the vocals can sound drowned out. But this is perfect. I believe I mentioned that last week. Um, it's like very it's very interesting when Higher chooses beats, because he always makes them work. But his case is very special because, like I said, his vocal range is so big and wide, and he takes up a lot of the song. Um, so overall, the mix is really solid here, which is really important, especially for an instrumental like this. 100%. I fuck with the hook. Yeah. I agree. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Higher has really good hooks, and that's when we'll just transition into vocals here. Like that's like one of the main things that I really enjoy about Higher's music is his talent for writing hooks. Um, whether it be on previous tracks we've listened to, or I was going through early Music Mondays submissions, uploading the library to all audio sites, and Higher was in like a pretty early episode of Music Mondays. We've listened to Higher S like from the early days, you know what I mean? So his ability to write hooks is pretty impressive, especially ones that he can perform well on top of it. Um, but regardless, I like the writing on this a lot. Um, and especially how he kept on like the theme as well, I feel like Higher kept with a really good theme here. Obviously, other than like it being like smoking themed, um, he kept like bringing up reasons why he likes smoking and all things of that nature. So the writing was solid, 100%. Vocal mix was great. Hook was great. Definitely one of the shining stars for me. The overall theme is obviously obvious. I would have almost liked to see like a weed cover for this, but Higher just being like super high with his eyes glossy, I think definitely hits pretty hard too. So I fuck with this cover, but the theme was good because Higher stayed on track. Like anybody can make a song, called Smoke Weed, but um it's another thing to keep on subject and keep with the theme, and Hi-Res definitely did that 100%. Um, so overall, another really good representation of Hi-Res. Probably one of the best reggae stars that we've ever encountered. Um, it's not often that we do. We've definitely had a few, but Hi-Res definitely takes the cake as far as like library goes, future potential, writing talent. I fuck with Hi-Res a lot, Hi-Res got some good vibes for sure. So, with that said, shout out Hi-Res, thank you for the submission. Everybody go listen to Smoke Weed and Smoke Weed to this. Go light a blunt, do whatever you gotta do. Go show High Res some love. Make sure you follow them on Twitter at High Res. Sub to them on YouTube at High Res. Show them some love, man. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that fucking like button, man. Don't smash it. Gently tap that shit for me, okay? Don't smash it. Don't smash it. We need it for future videos. Just tap it. Fuck. Alright, man. No Name Dread. Not enough good things I can say about this motherfucker. Super talented. Huge fan of their artwork. Their instrumentals are second to pretty much none. Huge fan of Dread's work, man. Another very like DIY type of artist that is very like slept on. Like, I'm not gonna lie, and that's why I'm glad that we can showcase a lot of Dread here, because a lot of Dread's solo work, a lot of Dread's early work, a lot of Dread's other projects, whether it be their design, production, are all like really top tier, and super original and very unique. There's a lot of things I like about Dread, but we feature them on the show pretty consistently submitting artists, and this week they submitted something featuring No Name Fest, Proud Fly Melodies. So let's pop this open a new tab, and we'll check this joint out, man. Let's see. 1 year ago, so not old whatsoever. Cover hits per usual. This cover is actually kind of crazy too, because there's like obviously like a secondary image in the TV, but like the more you look at it, the more you can like make it out. And I think that's fire. But I've always been a huge fan of Dread's covers. I just like Dread's style of art. A very like VHS, very just on the darker side of themes, aesthetically. And I've just always been a fan, for sure. There hasn't been a cover that Dread has submitted or their art that hasn't hit for me, to be honest with you. This is definitely one of the first things I look for now. So I'm a huge fan. So, No Name Dread, something featuring No Name Fest, Proud Fly Melodies.
Fly melodies.
I'm on a run, smoking on something. Hot like the sun, but I feel like I'm nothing. Give me my drugs, now I feel like I'm something. I'm on the cusp, a cause concussion. I'm on a run, smoking on something. Hot like the sun, but I feel like I'm nothing. Give me my drugs, now I feel like I'm something.
Wow.
I'm on the cusp, a cause concussion. It's my way, my way, my way. 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 On the highway, don't violate. I say what I wanna say on straight way. Hard day at the skate, I ain't gonna sleep late. Like 5 plays, 4 down the replays. Retake, redose, retake more. Bar for bar, smoke ground up a fronto. Cargo women on my soul, been around. Got vents up and down. My dog out the candles. Said fuck instrumentals, my soul is a beat. Smoking on lungs and I'm lift on my feet. Bars in my teeth, they down the street. Got me some habits and they ain't been cheap. I lost my mind, you know where it might be. I cannot find it and there is a fee. I have been blinded, no, I cannot see. All of these demons, they hunting for me. All of these demons, they hunting for me.
That was crazy.
I'm on a run, smoking on something. Hot like the sun, but I feel like I'm nothing. Give me my drugs, now I feel like I'm something. I'm on the cusp,
Damn, I was waiting for the hook to come back in, bro. See, that's how you know Join is good, is because you're waiting for the hook to come back in. That was sick. That was sick. Wow. So let's hop right into this, man. No Name Dread. This is fucking crazy. We're gonna break this down by 3 categories. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track. So, Dread is one hell of a writer, and I think it's something I don't talk about enough here when I review some of their tracks, because I do give a lot of love to their mix. But that's something we're gonna have to talk about for sure. But let's start off with the instrumental. Fly Melodies went fucking crazy on this. And I know why they're called Fly Melodies, because this melody is crazy. For sure, for sure. But I felt like the drums were really good too. Like, because the melody is already like really crazy. So like you really don't need to go super hard on the drums, especially when it comes to like, you know, instrumentals that you're, you know, submitting to artists, sending to artists are buying off of you. If your melody's pretty crazy, you don't really need shit for drums. And I think what Fly Melodies did here was really effective. A really crisp, hard 808. Overall, all the drums were really solid. Mix was really, really good, especially in relation to vocals. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Definitely something I always watch out for. And a really great beat choice, all in all, by Dread. Whether it be Dread and Fess, whoever had the pick was just solid, absolutely solid. Definitely a very Dread-esque beat too. You know what I mean? Like I could see why Dread, you know, chose this, because having heard enough Dread tracks, I could totally hear Dread on this. You know what I mean? So if someone was like, "Yo, could you hear Dread on this?" Oh, you know, I'd be like, "Fuck yeah, yeah, absolutely." So instrumental was well done, 100%, and I like the choice for sure. Vocals are really, really important here. But let's talk about Dread. I love Dread's mix on this. You have the standard Dread vocal mix, but one thing that was really great here was the ad-libs. I really like the ad-libs a lot. Especially in the hook. Like I just feel like the ad-libs in the hook were just really good. Really, really good. Very noticeable, but not like overbearing or anything like that. Just something that I really picked up on early on in the track, and I was like, wow, that's fucking well done. I like the ad-libs. Writing is insane. Some of the lyrics in here I was relating to, and I was like, shit, what the fuck's going on here? I started looking around like, oh man. Excellent writing. Probably some of my favorite from Dread, to be honest with you. But Dread absolutely snapped on the hook. Dread's never been no stranger to writing fire hooks at all. I always think Dread's vocal mix sounds really good in relation to his hooks as well. Dread just knows how to tweak his own vocals, and I think he's a really, really talented artist when it comes to structuring and picking beats and, you know, a lot of the behind the scenes work. Very, very talented. But I think the hook is definitely one of the shining stars here. His verse is crazy, like crazy. But No Name Fess adds a really great dynamic to this. I like Fess's vocal mix as well, let me just say that. But he adds a great dynamic to this because Dread has like a theme with his writing, and Fess was just kind of like, all right, let me do my thing. And I like when artists like feature other artists on their tracks, and they sort of like not like go off of the theme, right? Like not like start talking about some random bullshit. But like I like when they like almost like add their own spin on it, much like I said about the Prod Kale track. Was I like when Fury just added his own spin, and I feel like that's another thing that's going on here. Is I feel like Best just added his own spin on it, and they both come together to make this like one powerhouse of a fucking track. You know what I'm saying? So I fuck with this a lot. Um, but I'd say vocally, one of the shining stars here, uh, is not only the verse writing, but for me, the hook, 100% the hook. And you got the standard, patented no name Dread fucking, um, vocal mix, and I love his vocal mix. Whether because like Dread doesn't do like pitch down vocals like a lot, like every single song, but he does have a lot of songs as of recently in his library that are mixed like this, and they're super impressive. Um, just because it's so crisp and clear. I like Dread's vocals a lot, but we have featured plenty of tracks here on Music Mondays where we've had like early Dread tracks or just different types of styles from Dread. So we know that Dread's super versatile when it comes to not only his writing but mixing as well. The theme of this track, man. Feeling something, being something, something, right? Like I think something was a perfect track title, but not because it's like, the first thing that comes to mind when you hear it, but like it's really what the substance of the song is. And I think this is like one of the more structured types of tracks that we've heard from Dread theme wise. Dread's tracks are always soundly structured 100%, but this is one where I picked up on the theme super immediately, and I was like, wow, okay. And then I started like interpreting like verses and lines for myself, and I was like, oh man, like this is fucking hard. Like, and like 85 plays, bro. Like you see shit like this, and then you hear this, and you're like, yo, this is the type of shit we do it for. This is why we do this. Is this 100%? There's lots of artists like Dread that need this kind of love, and Dread right here is showing why that he's one of the leading scorers on Music Mondays when it comes to not only consisting in just submitting music, but just showing range and like showing how well they can show off their talents, because Dread makes covers, Dread produces tracks, Dread writes, engineers. So like, you know what I mean? Like Dread really goes crazy when it comes to his art, and I think unique artists like this definitely need a lot of attention for sure. And like 90% of the artists that come on Music Mondays are very unique. That's the thing. But everybody's in their own lane, and I think that's what's like so dope is we have like such this like wide class, you know what I mean? From bands to straight hip hop to like all types of artists. And that's what's dope about this, is because there's so many people that deserve spotlight, and I'm happy to have tracks like this on Music Mondays for sure. So with that said, shout out to No Name Dread, man. Shout out to No Name Fest. Thank you for the submission, homie. Much fucking love. Make sure you follow Dread on SoundCloud. He's got a shitload of amazing fucking music, a fat library, and a lot of talent. Go show him some love, for real. Make sure you follow Dread on Twitter as well. No Name Dread 1. And of course, all artists featured in today's episode. Hey, wait a minute. Go follow fucking Dread on Twitter, man. Get this motherfucker to 100 followers, will you? And of course, all artists featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload, man. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you. I appreciate it. This show will also be available on all audio sites, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Wherever you're listening, make sure you show it some love, man. Thank you. Okay, King Mark, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not too shabby, ladies and gentlemen. I think before we do Marks, I'll go take a piss and we'll continue on. I hope everybody's well. I hope everybody's enjoying themselves. We'll just vibe out for a second, and I'll be right back. So, give me like 2 minutes. Just gonna run a quick Adderoonie, dude, and then we'll be good to go. All right. So, let's do this. We are back in action. Okay, I hope you're all well. Let's get right back into this. I just thought about it too. I'm going to edit a intermission screen as well. Just for quick like 60-second breaks and shit like that. But we're gonna get right back into it, and up next is the homie King Mark, man. Once again, much like Dread, not enough great things to say about Mark, man. Mark's been immensely helpful. And not only submitting music, but just bringing positive vibes works very, very, very fucking hard. And this week, he's actually generous enough to submit a track. And he said, not my track, but homies need some love, for real. And it's titled Castro Production. Produced by Castro, vocals by Escobar. Let's check this out, man. So, while we're on the topic, if you're ever interested in recommending your friends or feel like you want to see somebody on the show, you want me to react to somebody's music, feel free to submit their art, much like Mark did. Shoot me their Twitter handle, anything like that. Make sure they submit through the Twitter thread, and you're good to go, man. Offspring, what's good, homie? I hope you're well. Oh, here because I was promised weed. Yo, High Res went crazy. Higher went absolutely crazy. So King Mark's homie Escobar, Castro Production. Let's check this out.
Castro Production, my love for my brother's boundless, produces art without commas. He's making meaning
Oh,
from
shit.
soundscapes without a trace. I'm wandering mountains, tip of a cloud, affording me
Oh,
4 degrees
shit.
of distance from all of it, blocking it off. Too far apart for talking it out. Dropped in the bottle to let my mind unravel.
Okay.
The maddening drivel, talking heads, ventriloquists hidden in their ivory towers. Humanity soured, ensconced in power, emotional baggage. By time to unpack it, back in the day, I'm only 28, but back in my saga. My introversion kept me from speaking out. I learned to reach beyond my limits instead of leeching off the pretext that I did my best. You know, bullshit, I'm barely scratching the surface. Guaranteeing more than taxes and death. I'm certain in purpose. Been speaking to an imaginary friend. It speaks back in verses. Castro Production, my love for my brother's boundless, produces art without commas. He's making meaning from soundscapes. Castro Production, my love for my brother's boundless, produces art without commas. He's making meaning from soundscapes.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Beat switch up?
Lifting myself off the dirt again. While the world whirls in a state of emergency, emerging out the other side of normalcy. Whirlwinds of a war looming, caught in repetitive movements. Lockdown reflected on who it is, reflecting back at me. Collateral casualties, spoken casually, was the murdering force, driving the impulse to impose the penalty of death. No fault of our own, what we call home. No fault of our own, what we call home. I've been missing my brother. I better call home, sounded urgent as a trombone. Squeeze a little tighter when I embrace. Get into an interrupt the cycle. Have him in my mind of where we go next.
Go next. I missed them.
I miss the smell of daffodils back at Castle Rock Park, holding hands with my mother. Seen the grief of loss.
This guy is spitting.
The moments I made up the flow with the process. I'm not about getting streams. I'm swimming in streams of consciousness. Castro Production. My
Holy
man's a
shit.
By the time he falls out his rocker, rocking the beats in his 80s. Not enough hate on this rock to stop him from clocking in. He's dropping again and again and again. I'm Mr. Probing the unknown for a Holy Ghost. My thought and soul defrosted, then I blossomed, I had to grow. Your time is now. The chance to, but fuck it, there's no fucking with the direction. Musical mathematician, psychonaut, that's my brother, Rhett. You know it when you see it. No leap of faith, it's more than a belief. I swear I'm turning a new leaf over. I can't.
Yo. Nah, Offspring, bro. This is Mark's homie. He's putting us on right here. Yeah. He's putting us on for sure. Yo, Danny, what's good? Welcome to stream. I hope you're well. Part 2's coming, Offspring, bro. Let's go. Part 2, baby. Yo, I cannot wait for that shit. But yeah, first impressions of Escobar, man, what the fuck? We haven't had some like straight like spitting like that in a minute on Music Mondays. It's been a minute. At least to where I like caught me off guard. Because usually like the spitters that we always talk about are always on the show. You know what I mean? Because they're always submitting music. So it's like, oh, okay, yeah, he's spitting. But like this caught me off guard because I was like, holy shit, you know, I didn't want to. I didn't know what to expect of Escobar here. So yeah, man, feel free to submit your homies. Tell your friends about us. Tell anybody about us. Submit your homies tracks. Make sure you credit them so we know who we're crediting. If you want to see me react to your homies' songs, art, anything like that, feel free to tell them because some people don't always see the tweets. Some people don't know about the show. Feel free to let them know, 100%. But let's get into this. We're going to break this down by 3 categories. We're going to talk about instrumentals, we're going to talk about vocals, and we're going to talk about the overall theme of this track. The theme is actually really dope, I'm not going to lie. But this instrumental, made by their homie Castro, is composed of 1 beat in the first half. Pretty chill shit. Escobar kind of went pretty crazy on that, but the second half transition really kicks up, like, and then Escobar fucking takes it up a notch and just goes absolutely fucking crazy, like, towards, like, the later half of the song. But let's talk about production. The first half of this instrumental by Castro is really interesting. The melody is like, it's very interesting. It's like I didn't know what to expect up until the drums started to drop. Yeah, see, Mark, there you go. I kind of had a feeling. And what's good, homie? I hope you're well. Just woke up from a nap. Welcome. I hope you're feeling good. But yeah, I kind of figured it was like the whole take 2 beats, make 1 song out of it, which I always love the fucking concept of. I'm a huge fan of that concept, whether you're a producer doing that, but if you're an artist putting vocals on that shit, I think that's fire. Absolutely fire. So I love that concept a lot. But all in all, you have a really good instrumental foundation for a lot of spitting here, and Escobar wasted no time. Like, wasted absolutely no time getting to work on these instrumentals. I almost feel like the first half was like a little precursor, and then the second half I was like, what the fuck? I was kind of like, damn, okay, like, fuck me. So yeah, safe to say I'm impressed. But Castro did an excellent job. Castro, I feel like Castro has like such a unique instrumental style. Just because you like, there are lots of producers making beats like this out there, but this beat, like the very first half, made me feel like what this cover is. So this is like a really, really fucking accurate cover. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it made me feel like this. And like, it was somehow like very upbeat as well. So all in all, instrumental was really solid. Vocals didn't clash on either instrumental in the later half or the early half. Overall, just a really solid mix. I feel like this is a good foundation for Escobar to like go fucking crazy. This isn't his normal style. It's actually kind of funny. Yeah, because like I feel like he did it really well too. If this isn't his norm, I feel like he did it really well. Really well. And just very like unique hip hop. Very unique. And like Escobar kind of like took this shit on like headstrong, was like, all right, I'm gonna piss all over this and I'm gonna fucking snap on this beat, bro. Heavy MF Doomers. Yeah, I was gonna say that. like I try not to like draw too many like name comparisons. Um because obviously everybody's trying to, be themselves, but you're absolutely right. You know what I mean? Like sometimes like I can be like, "Oh, this is, probably inspired by, so and so," but definitely some MF Doom inspiration for sure. RIP the GOAT. So, instrumental, solid. I love the whole combining two instrumentals into one song. I really do. I think, you know, I'm always impressed by it consistently. Especially if it's like a great artist on it and they just like transition like super flawlessly. I'm a huge fan of that. So production on my end, absolutely fire. Absolutely fire. Um, let's talk about vocals though. Escobar has like such a crisp vocal mix, but like there isn't like a lot of tinkering. Like there isn't like a heavy like, you know, it's not drenched in anything. And sometimes artists don't need it, want it. It's all preference and what you sound best like. But Escobar sounds very raw here, and I think he does really well with it for sure. I like the raw style. Escobar lets his like ability to spit really carry him here. But the first half is great. Like it's a slow build up. Lots of like very chill bars, lots of very like happy, almost like positive bars, you know what I mean? Like shout out to the homies, and we'll talk about the theme in a minute, but the first half is almost, like my roller coaster analogy. Um, the track's going up, and then you reach the top, and then the second instrumental hits, and Escobar just fucking snaps. Like, just absolutely goes fucking crazy. Like I said, I haven't had some spitting like this on Music Mondays in a minute. It's been a while that we've had some new first time submitting artists that have been spitting like this because, like I said, usually the ones that we listen to are consistently submitting. So we're like, oh, okay, it's, this person. But Escobar really impressed me here. I was really impressed. I was like, wow. Fuck me. And then like, cause like I was thinking that in my head, and then like the second half hit, and I was like, what the fuck? So needless to say, he ate this track up like 100%. And the writing is so good and in like a positive way, but the way that he flows with it all is great. It's real rap. It's like real quote unquote rap, you know what I mean? The most, you know, literal, form of rap. Where Escobar's just showing off his ability to spit. Like he's spitting so well here, and it's just like, man, you gotta tip it. Because, all types of artists are different, right? And when I hear some shit like this, it's either like really, really impressive, or it's just like, kind of like handshaky. Like, eh. But Escobar really impressed me here. I like this a lot. But let's talk about the theme, because this is something that's really dope to me. And not something that I've really like come across before. And like the fact that this track is like dedicated to the homies and like Castro Production, and the track title's Castro Production, and like the whole time he's spitting like positive bars about his homies, and he's like shouting out Castro. Like I don't think I've ever encountered some like real dope love like that, you know what I mean? Like, and it's kind of funny because that's what Mark said in the description. Mark was like, yeah, the homies need some love, and it's a song about showing love. So I was like, what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is kind of one of a kind to me. I have yet to come across some shit like this, especially in a way, right, where it's not fucking corny. And like that's fine to be corny, but like, it's got to be corny and done well. But this is like really dope. Like I feel like Escobar, like what he's writing and what he's saying about Castro and like the homies is like just positive vibes. You know what I mean? Like, how do you not like this? And then on top of it, he's spitting like how he is. 10 out of 10 theme for me, for sure. Huge fan of the cover, like I said. A very like a visually, like, sort of like I said at the start, like this is exactly how this track made me feel. And Escobar was just fucking going crazy on this. So the theme is probably one of my favorite parts about this. The second is the fact that Escobar really like skated on this, like straight surfed, like the definition of skating. He ate this track up. So shout out to Castro, shout out to Escobar, man. This was really dope. And I'm in love with the theme. The theme's really dope. All love, you know. It's all love out here for real. Escobar flew out recently. Kind of make it. Yes, bro. Yes, absolutely. Tap him in with all of us. Tap him in with the crew. Tap him in with the community. Let him know, for real, because this was dope. He's got a really bright future ahead of himself, 100%. Tell him to stick with it, for sure. 29 days ago, fuck me. You know what I'm talking about? Shit. So first off, shout out to King Mark for putting on his homies. Not enough of you guys are doing that out here. And not even the Music Mondays community, just artists as a whole don't do that enough. Mark was probably like, you know what? I'm not even gonna submit this week. I'm gonna submit the homies. Like, that's pretty dope. Like the, cause we only get submissions like that if it's like somebody's manager or if it's like somebody like submitting for like their like boyfriend or something. You know what I mean? It's never like, yo, I'm the artist and I'm submitting for another artist because it's really fire. You know what I mean? So I like that a lot. It's a theme that's like very rare, and I think a lot of people need to be doing more of that. Because like lighting somebody else's candle like doesn't make yours shine any less brighter. If you know what I'm saying. So like show as much love as you want, man, because it's never gonna stop your shine, you know? Alright, put him on for sure. Just send it over to Twitter to submit. Shit, let's go, Mark. I got you. I'll probably just credit you, or, you know, I'll just do like you / Escobar. But this was a pleasure, man. Shout out Escobar, shout out Castro, and thank you, Mark, for the submission. This was really genuine of you. This was really dope of you to see. I fuck with that a lot. With that said, shout out to Escobar, Castro. Every artist featured in today's episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. I'm going to link King Mark's Twitter. I'll link Escobar's SoundCloud in the description if you're interested in staying up to date. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you drop a like, check out the description box for links to all these songs, man, to everybody who's been played so far tonight. Glad you enjoyed. Ben on repeat. Yo, they fucking snapped. I can shoot you Castro's Instagram handle, DMs too if needed. Actually, yeah, do that. Absolutely do that. Definitely do that. Because I'll credit any way I can, honestly. So absolutely do that. For sure. So that was a pleasure, man. That was a pleasure, for sure. Alice Valentine, we actually played the first track off of Checking In. So shout out to Alice Valentine for the consistent submission, but we're going to continue on to other artists. Feel free to drop any other song we haven't reviewed on the show, and we'll check it out. So, up next we have The Roundabout. The Roundabout. They follow Music Mondays, the best place to find underground music and streetwear before it's too late. (2021) So it looks like a relatively quiet Twitter. This is my artist, Make Love in London. He's an artist from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Here's a link tree to latest song titled Death Star. Make Love in London, all one word. That's kind of a fine name. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of a fine name. Link tree to the latest song titled Death Star. So they want us to listen to Death Star, but this is his like main link tree. Let's go check out their SoundCloud. Oh yeah, so okay. So like if you just click on SoundCloud. Oh, that's kind of fi. That must be like a premium feature or some shit, right? Damn, that's kind of fi. That's pretty dope. Okay, so Death Star, let's open the SoundCloud link and check this out.
Can we make love in London?
Oh shit, is that like a tag? I wonder if they have like a Twitter. Interesting. Could check on that later. Make Love in London, man. Let's check this out. Submitted by Roundabout. I would assume Roundabout is managing them. They wanted us to check out their recent track Death Star. Wait, is that their most recent? Am I tripping? Yeah. Death Star is the most recent. Let's check this out. Make Love in London, first time submitting artist, Death Star. First off, I love the cover, by the way, too. Signal lost. Okay. Let's peep. Make Love in London, Death Star. Wait, now we gotta play the tag again. Hold on, ready?
Can we make love in London?
Fire. Hey, chat. It's the more you do, baby. I'm telling you. It's the more you do. Fire. Love that already.
Like you lost another one.
I bet the drops on my leg guard. I get so I can get off. Aim a little bit when I get fired. That's just the only sister. Then I'm with my bitch on my mid-side. I want the bands in the Frisco. I hate being sober, get jet off. I make a move, you pissed off. She got fake pistols, a rip-off. I'ma go buy like the Red Sox. I bet I'm really a rock star. Mama, I'll blow like the Death Star. Me in the grave of the best star. I want myself a fresh start. That bitch on the phone should be text stars. I gotta leave now. I lost my mind, feel seen now. I don't know where I wanna be now. I pick up the play like a beach now. Pressures on me now. I'm stressed, I don't feel like I eat well, but I mean well. These racks fast, back smile. My cup is the color of seashell. Friends with my family to get wild. Sorry, I just cannot get well. Feeling up how it made me feel.
Good fade.
I bet the drops on my leg guard. I get so I can get off. Aim a little bit when I get fired. That's just the only sister. Then I'm with my bitch on my mid-side. I want the bands in the Frisco. I hate being sober, get jet off. I make a move, you pissed off. She got fake pistols, a rip-off. I'ma go buy like the Red Sox. I bet I'm really a rock star. Mama, I'll blow like the Death Star. Me in the grave of the best star. I want myself a fresh start. That bitch on the phone should be text stars.
Wow.
Can we make love in
Impressive. First time submitting artist, Make Love in London, man. I'm definitely impressed. This was dope. This was really dope. So let's hop right into this. Let's break this down, man. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals. And we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Death Star. The instrumental choice here is really interesting. I love guitar beats, so I might be a little biased, but I enjoy this choice a lot. I was kind of curious. You never know what to expect with a first time submitting artist, so I go in with like obviously no expectations. But once I heard the guitar, I was like, ah, okay, we have a man of culture here. So this was interesting, because this wasn't like a very emotional instrumental at all. This was a very like vibey instrumental. The guitar carried a lot of it. I like the chords here. The loop's nice. The mix is really good on the melody, but the drums are well done as well. I'd say the spins does this song justice. Um, some might argue in production that the spins 808 is like, overused, da 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 da. Whatever your opinion on it is, it was well utilized here for sure. Whoever this prod is did an excellent job. Shout out this producer, 100%. But all in all, a solid mix on the instrumental for sure. Didn't clash with vocals, not too overbearing or anything, and the 808 was just right. So I like the instrumental for sure. Vocals, vocals are kind of interesting. I like the vocal mix itself, 100%. It's not too like overdone or anything like that. And I don't think Make Love is really like trying to achieve any sort of sound. I feel like Make Love is like almost coming into their own sound and really trying to like fine tune their vocals, So I like the mix for sure. I'm a fan. Now flows and cadence. Make Love in London has flows and cadence like they've been making music for years. And maybe they have, but this is definitely a very like seasoned type of flow and confidence on a track. 2 months ago, obviously relatively new, so this is a pretty up-to-date representation of what Makes Love sound would be. So solid, to be honest with you. It sounds very seasoned. It sounds very like they've been doing this for a while, which we could actually go do a little research and see what the oldest track is on their SoundCloud. So yeah, about 2 years ago. So definitely familiar with creating 100%. So that's where Make Love gets a decent amount of not like confidence, but like just sounds very mature on this 100%. I feel like they sound very like this ain't my first rodeo kind of shit, which is good, which is very good. Lyrically was kind of interesting. There was a flurry of themes and things being referenced here in this song. I feel like it was more of a flex in writing than it was so much to like make like one whole consistent theme for a track. I feel like this is definitely a way to show off how well of a writer he is and like how well he can incorporate that writing into different types of flows and types of cadences that he can just switch up. And with a guitar beat like this, you could really stretch it. You know what I mean? You could really stretch it to what you could do. So I'm a fan of the writing. And of course, first impression. So definitely was fi. Definitely was fi. Sounds very modern when you're speaking in terms of lyrics. Nothing too like super underneath theme wise, which obviously we'll talk about the theme. Aesthetically we have a really great theme. The cover is insane. The track title does its job. And Make Love in London is like, I love like the beat tag and like well, not like beat tag, but like just their tag. I like the tag a lot. And it's like the little things you do in songs that won't like get just me. It'll get a lot of listeners, you know what I mean? Because even in my production, like some of the favorite things that people say they like of mine is like, the samples and, my beat tag and things like that. So this was a nice touch. I really like the theme here. Lyrically, not too much of like a, surface level theme. A lot of these bars you could interpret any way you wanted to. I think, like I said, this is more of a flex in writing for Make Love. But all in all, a solid track, a solid first impression, and a solid first submission. I will say that. Shout out Make Love and shout out Roundabout, man. Very, very interesting. Make Love definitely has a promising future. I'd like to see what they do in the future. I'd like to see more of Make Love. Feel free to continue submitting. Much love, homie. Much love. Shout out to Make Love. Shout out to Roundabout. Make sure you go follow Make Love on SoundCloud. Go stream Darkstar. Just go show that some love, man. First time submitting artists here on Music Mondays, and definitely did not disappoint. Definitely not. So, quick review. It's amazing if I do say so myself, quote unquote. Wait, what? Pre-save my new single Lucy, out 4/22. Carlton. Wait, hold on. Oof, they don't follow Music Mondays. Sad face. Sad face. So, basically, one of the prerequisites to be featured on the show here is you at least got to be following the page. And you have to submit your tracks under this tweet. 90% of the people actually do that, and then there are some, stragglers throughout the bunch that just drop tweets and don't want to continue to grow the platform and be fair to all the other people that do show Music Mondays love, because pretty much everybody else does. So just to be fair to the rest of those people, we're going to continue on. But Carlton, feel free to come back next week. 100%. So, substance abuse. We have actually listened to this track before on Music Mondays. It's been a long time. And this is actually some fire shit, but it wasn't, I want to say, like, not probably like in the 40s or 50s, but this is fire. This is definitely a good classic hip hop feel. Substance Abuse showed some love, so shout out to Substance Abuse. Feel free to submit next week with a different track. So up next we got the homie Lord Heretic, and another consistently submitting artist here on Music Mondays. Super excited because Heretic is coming out with an album soon. We reviewed their latest track, and I believe they submitted a throwback track. So we have these like timelines of like Heretic and like where Heretic is now and like the early Heretic days, and it's just like so dope to like go back in on Heretic's past. Because he's definitely the leading scorer when it comes to the heavier side of trap, 100%. I wouldn't call him full-blown like trap metal, but he definitely makes a lot of heavier trap and is very versatile. Can make a lot of different genres, for sure. One of my favorites that's come to mind was Pieces. That song was crazy. But this week, Heretic submitted Think Twice. Let's check this out. Pop this bad Larry in a new tab. 1 year ago, so we've reviewed stuff from Lord Heretic that was like super like way older, but this is one that I'm interested in because it's only last year. So it's practically still new. So this is going to be exciting. Oh shit, and we got lyrics here too? Oh fuck. Mixed master by Dread? Oh shit. Oh shit. Um, simplistic cover. Love this cover. And then all you gotta do is add a little parental advisory. You're good to go, baby. You're fucking good to go. 100%. It keeps up with the Heretic aesthetic as well. Very dark, very old fashioned as well. I like it a lot for sure. Lord Heretic, think twice. Let's get into it.
Ryan, what the fuck?
You better think twice cause I won't. 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 You better think twice cause 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 I won't. 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 I won't die. I won't cry. Hold that line. Passing by. Been that same motherfucker since 1995. Fuck your kids. Fuck your wife. But if you come in life, I'ma take out all your innocence. I pay you with your smart.
Don't wanna see me on a bad day. It's my world, bitch, that's my way. Catch me chilling up in your driveway. No matter what the goddamn pigs say. You can't bleed pigs with a dough blade. Nazi punks fuck off, that's all day. Just kill them all, swear it's okay. Caustic until I see my grave.
You better think twice cause I won't. 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 You better think twice cause 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 I won't. I won't. I won't. I won't. I won't. I won't. I won't.
This is actually so fucking hard. I would mosh to this, even though I got back pain, yo. Yo, I love the flow switch though. The outro. Okay, this was good. Yeah, hard. I agree. Hard as fuck. I'm fucking bricked up. No, but for real, this is excellent. This is excellent. You can see where Heretic sort of like started to come into form almost. And if you go listen to last week's episode where we reviewed his latest release, man, like just shades of that here, you know what I mean? Heretic just kept getting better and better and better. Wow, good shit, Heretic. Okay, so you guys know the drill here. We're gonna break this down by 3 categories. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track, which is actually a pretty hard theme. But the instrumental here, wow. Brian did a fucking crazy job. I think one of my favorite parts about this instrumental, though, that stuck with me is the melody. You have your very hard-hitting, loud, wide 808s that Heretic usually likes. But the melody here on this one is particularly more evil than usual. And I like it for that. Production's solid here, for sure. Big fan of the melody. Drums go super crazy. Mix was really, really solid. Especially when it comes to vocals. Last year or so, pretty up-to-date Heretic sound, and I'd say he didn't disappoint whatsoever. I'm a huge fan of like how everything is engineered with Heretic because, as we all know, with some sort of harder vocals, mixing them can be a huge hit or miss. You have a real easy time, you have a real fucking hard time. So I think Brian did a really good job creating a beat with space, and Heretic really just laid the law down on it, man. He was able to do his thing, which is really good. So all in all, a really good, hard, grimy instrumental that easily had Heretic's name all over it, for sure. Vocals here. Vocals. Let me just say the mix is great. First off, like 100%. Huge fan of the Heretic mix. I really always have been. Um, not overbearing, not really clashing with anything. I think it's good. I think it's really solid, especially when it comes to, like I said, the heavier kind of shit, because hit or miss. But the real outlier to me here is the verse after the hook. Like when Heretic switches it up here, because the hook is very hard and keeps in line with the theme, which we'll talk about in a second. But when you're talking about like Heretic's verse here, I love the switch up. Like I love the switch up. Like, and you know it's labeled as punk rap, and it's very like it's almost like that, but like Heretic has his own sound. You know what I mean? Like you don't even gotta label this. Heretic's just hard as fuck. It's definitely on the heavier side of rap for sure. Whether it be trap, rap, punk rap, it's whatever you want to classify it as, it's on the heavier side. And to me, Heretic's the leading scorer, 100%. I can't find, nor have I been shown, another artist that goes as hard in this category and sound like Heretic does. Straight the fuck up. Straight up. Waiting for the day. Waiting for the day. Like an old man on the porch, just rocking. But let's talk about this theme here. Think twice. Lyrically, it's a great theme. Heretic's very serious on this track. Very like you can like hear this and like Sunset mentioned, like I would mosh to this. Like yeah, 100%. Great mosh song. Great like montage. Great workout song. Like there's a lot of things you could do with a song like this. Like even a simple AMV would go crazy because you could do a lot with it, right? It's very like high energy, high octane. You know what I mean? It's dope. But one of the great things is Heretic kept his dark theme aesthetically with this as well. Through a little parental advisory on that bitch, you're good to go. Cause covers like that, I've always liked from Heretic because it leaves the rest to the track, right? It's something aesthetically pleasing to look at, but it leaves the rest to the track while you're listening to the track. So it's nice. I've been a huge fan of a lot of Heretic's themes, most of them. Like there really isn't one that I haven't enjoyed. So yeah, man, Lord Heretic leading score in heavy trap for sure, 100%. With that said, shout out to Lord Heretic, man. Make sure you go follow Lord Heretic. He's dropping an album this year. He's working very hard, consistently submitting artists here on Music Mondays, and all around good vibes, man. Heretic's always active in the Discord, just talking shit with everybody, shooting the shit. Really, really, really solid individual right here. So shout out to Lord Heretic, man. Go stream Think Twice. Make sure you go follow Heretic on Twitter. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, now that we're on Spotify, all artists will be linked in that description as well. Wink, wink. Spotify, all audio sites, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to the show, feel free to go listen. Eric Daniel Music is up next. And Eric does not follow the page. Naughty, naughty Eric. In order to qualify and to give respect to those who do follow the page, you gotta follow the page, Eric. Feel free to submit next week. We'll be happy to take a look at it here at Music Mondays. Shout out to you, Eric. Last but not least, man. Lil Skunky Raps, aka Bloodcat, aka fucking Goat, workaholic, and just really a passionate individual. A Bloodcat has been doing numerous things for himself and just showing how passionate he is, and you know, just a really good vibe to have around the Music Mondays community. Just just a real staple. Because ever since the day I first heard Bloodcat, I knew that Bloodcat was going to go really far in whatever he wanted to do. Workaholic, literally working right now. Let's get it, baby. You got this, Brody. You're very welcome. But yeah, huge fan of Bloodcat. And he's super, just a great vibe to have around the Music Mondays community. Always shooting the shit in the Discord like everybody else. Just showing love, man. And always putting out different types of work. Always making 500 songs, putting out new songs, putting out new visuals for those songs. Huge fan of the work ethic. And the majority of the artists here on Music Mondays work their fucking ass off. Straight up. Whether we're talking about, you know, first time features, old features, the majority of the people here work their fucking ass off. So shout out to you guys, for real. I love to see it. Love it. Because as a person who works their ass off, I know what that's like. So I see it, bro. I see it. So this week we have a choose your own adventure. We can pick one of the two. And this track, Wiggle It Out, is actually fucking crazy. I threw it on SoundCloud Sunday Volume 26. So make sure you go check out the playlist and check out this song in specific because you won't be disappointed. But this week, we're going to end off with a visual. And I'm really excited for this. Lil Skunky, Lay Low. We listened to Lay Low, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago on Music Mondays. I was interested in the Lil Skunky brand and the whole theme behind Lil Skunky, and it was almost like an anomaly because I was like, what the fuck's going on here? You know what I mean? I want to see how this turns out. And it was so funny because there was like so many pictures and like just Lil Skunky is something that I love the idea of. I really do. So with that said, Lil Skunky made a visual for Lay Low. Now, this is going to be a one hell of a visual. I'm excited. I knew Lil Skunky would grow on you. Nah. Cause like I always like liked the idea. I was just like, wait a second. Like I was like trying to put it all together in my head. It was like that math gif. You ever seen that math gif where the lady's like looking at the chalkboard and she's like fucking trying to do all the math in her head, bro? That was me. Cause I was like, wait a minute. How am I gonna relate this to Bloodcat? What am I gonna do? Just because I was trying to like fit it in my head and like I was looking at like all like the Lil Skunky pictures and shit of Lil Skunky fucking cropped outside that crib, bro. Bro, there's some funny shit with this. There's some funny fucking shit with this. So, Music Monday's exclusive premiere by Bloodcat's alter ego sound, Lil Skunky, from their track Lay Low. Exclusive here on Music Mondays. Still hasn't dropped yet. Let's check this out. So, boom. I believe we're maxed out on quality. Full screen this bitch. Lil Skunky, Lay Low. This is crazy already. What the fuck? Wow. This is great. Bruh. Yo, fucking leave it to Bloodcat to make a skunk look fresh, bro. This guy has infinite fucking drip. Look at those boots. What the fuck? The styling goes hard. And I love the DIY of it though. Like I love the DIY of it. Like that's like the thing with this is it's so raw because it's like it's fucking all you. Like you know what I mean? And you got like the homies and shit, but what the fuck? Like, and I just thought of this while I was watching this. Bro, what if Bloodcat like fucking made like alter egos and like the whole like one thing that was in common for all these alter egos was a mask? And I think that's what he's going for here. Like, cause like if you look at everybody else in the visual, nobody else is wearing a mask. They're all just kind of regular skunks, right? And then you got fucking little Skunky over here wearing the fucking skunk fucking mask. So it's like, yo, this is actually like, there's like some like odes to Bloodcat in this. Like, and like there is a little shout out to Bloodcat in the lyrics, but like, this is great. This is fucking great. There's a lot I like about this. So we've already pretty much broke down this song, but we're just gonna discuss this visual here. You guys know me. I'm a huge fan of Bloodcat visuals. Anything he does concerning his alter egos, Lil Skunky, or anyone else for that matter. The thing is Bloodcat has like this eye for a vision, and every single visual, my personal favorite being Some Rain, has had this like theme, and like he knows like what shots to get, what people should be doing. Just not that it's some like super scripted out sort of kind of deal, but it's got like a consistent sort of like theme, and like it's got like a real like fuck you to like label vibe, because like I think it was Bloodcat not too long ago, he was in the Discord saying how he likes to go through YouTube and check out like recently dropped music videos and recently uploaded shit. And like this is like some of the shit you'd find there, bro. And this is some of the shit that you'd like would blow the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like post like a snippet of this on TikTok or like fucking, you know, like etc. etc. Like, cause like this is like one of those things, bro. Like I always say, once this hits the right fucking niche, bro, it's over, bro. Bloodcat 20K. I'm telling you. There's a couple of artists recently that have joined the Music Mondays community, and the majority of the artists on the Music Mondays community that are involved, that keep up to date, anybody that submits, if they keep going with what they're doing now, they're going to be exactly where they want to be. Whether that be, you know, taking care of themselves, famous, whatever your goal in making art is, you're all so fucking talented, and Bloodcat is just like another one of the reasons to just continuously say that, because like I was saying, it's just one of those like fuck you to like labels, to like all types of shit, because if you can do this yourself, like just yourself, like what could you do like with a budget, with nobody telling you how to do it? Think about that. Unlimited budget, unlimited locations. Like, so this is the type of shit that I love to see. Like, I foam at the mouth for this shit. I love to see artists go the extra mile. I love to see visuals like this that are like not only well done, because all this is in-house by Lil Skunky and Bloodcat, like this is like all them, you know what I mean? Editing, other than like some few back end stuff like instrumentals, like for the most part, 90% of this is Skunky and Bloodcat. So it's like, bro, it's just so tippable. It's so fucking tippable and really impressive. And kind of like, it like pisses me off in a way when artists like have the like balls to complain, and you got like people like Bloodcat and people like Mark and people like Cole, and you know what I mean? Like so many artists that we feature here on Music Mondays, that Dread and Heretic, and bro, I could go on, but it pisses me off when people say that, like, you know, oh, I don't get this, or oh, I don't do that, or bro, shut the fuck up and put out some shit, man. Like, love this shit. Like, make it a passion. Be passionate about it. Like, it's amazing because people like this and artists like this work their fucking ass off to like make shit like this possible, bro. Like, they work a lot. Like, independent artists work a whole lot, bro, to like make realities come to fruition. Still can't believe how much fun this video was to make. It was just a blast to make. We're all just partying and recording it. Yeah, like, that's what I mean, because I kind of had a feeling it wasn't like, oh, scene here, scene here. It's more so, yo, let's get a shot of this. Yo, let's get a shot of that. Yo, let's get a shot of that. And that's what makes the best content. That's what makes the best visuals, the best songs, the best everything. Is, you know, I'm not saying fucking half-ass everything. That's not what I'm saying, because this is far from half-assed. But there's a great theme here, and y'all just went in to just shoot. That's it. And you were like, oh, we can do this. Oh, let's do that. Yo, I have an idea. And yo, I didn't even see shit like that. That right there was perfect. Like, there's too much to say about this. But all in all, chat, this is just another reason why you should never listen to anybody telling you you're not shit. Don't get aggravated at anybody being successful. Just put in your work, put in the grind, put in the time, and I promise it's going to come out well for you, bro, because this is so impressive. Like, Lil Skunky is like, so many people could start an idea like that, and it would go fucking nowhere. Only Bloodcat and, like, a few other people could do shit like this and actually make it tangible, and actually make it, like, something worth a shit. You know what I mean? It's not a troll. It's not like a joke. Like, this is actually fire, because it's like, it's got a consistent theme, it's well shot and well edited. Everybody in the video is not camera shy at all. Everybody's very natural in front of the camera. The green theme is, like, you know, really good. And then, like, all the little, like, nods and, like, Easter eggs a Bloodcat threw in here, you know, like, as Lil Skunky. Like, there was a lot of shit here that I really enjoyed. But all in all, 10 out of 10. 10 out of fucking 10. You know, because I was curious what a visual would look like, you know, from a Bloodcat being Lil Skunky, right? Like, in Lil Skunky form. So it's like, okay, well, what could this look like? Because, like, Summer Rain was fucking gorgeous, and that was just, like, a whole different type of project and theme and sound. But that's what made me all the more curious, right? Because it's like, oh, okay, like, how the fuck would this go? And it went well. It went fucking well. There wasn't one thing about this that I didn't like. Not one. Nope. Not fucking one. 10 out of 10 from Bloodcat. Absolutely. Absolutely well fucking done. Y'all better go play the shit out of that when it drops. For real. For real. 100%. Exclusive Music Mondays premiere. Lil Skunky, Bloodcat, Laylo, official music video. Follow Lil Skunky on Twitter. Be on the lookout for this shit. And go show Bloodcat some love, man. Bloodcat is putting in work, whether it be as Lil Skunky, as Bloodcat, putting out tracks, making art, bro. Like, I just love to see the passion in the work, and I refuse to let it go unrecognized, because I know the pain, I know the tears, I know the fucking blood, the sweat, the days you don't feel like fucking doing it, the days you don't even want to fucking do anything. I see it. And this is impressive. And every single one of you can keep going. Absolutely keep going. Don't let nobody tell you shit. Don't even let yourself tell you shit. You're all some talented motherfuckers. If you were featured on this show today, you are a talented motherfucker. Straight up. Straight the fuck up. 100%. 100%. So with that said, man, that does it for submissions. Let's fucking go, man. Let's fucking go. That was really awesome. That was really, really awesome. I'm really happy with, like, not only the amount of variety of submissions that we get, but like the amount of artists that have like so much potential and like just infinite amount of like just everything, like from like talent to passion to, you know, being funny and just everything, bro. It's so dope to finally get the community together again. And like there's not that many of us right now, right? You know, but we keep adding new people and we keep finding new people, and it just makes me so happy for the future. It makes me so happy for us as independent artists, and me who's trying to build a platform that's not bullshit. Not a platform that gives up or sells themselves out, you know? Because that's all I've done. That's all I know how to make. I don't know how to be a scam. You know? All I know is work. And what makes my work easier is artists that give a fuck. And you guys give a fuck. That's what's dope. For real. It's nice to see people care about their work and work a lot. And want to, you know, push themselves to become better artists, become better friends and better people, man. It's really awesome. It's really fucking awesome. Motherfucking ads, bro. Yo, what's good, Bananas? I hope you're well, big dog. But yeah, man, what a night of submissions. Shout out to anybody who submitted a track tonight. If you didn't get played, make sure you follow Music Mondays and submit next week. We'll be sure to get you in. Shout out to anybody who was brand new as a first time submitting artist. Lots of really great first impressions here. And we had a little bit of everything, man. We had some Offspring, we had some fucking Mark recommendations, we got our Cole fix in for the day. It was a good show, man. So, with that said, let's talk a little bit about next week, what's coming up for Music Mondays, and then we'll say our goodbyes. So, next week, for episode 66, I'll be having a staff member of the Music Mondays team on the show. Dr. Freon. He books a lot of shows in Florida, has been absolutely killing it with live shows. Literally been showing footage of a show like every month. Like, this guy's been booking like crazy, performing like crazy. And he's a curator for Music Mondays and helps with the SoundCloud Sunday playlist. So that's going to be something really interesting. We'll be able to give you guys a little sneak peek on what's to come for Music Mondays and live events. And just talk a little bit about the future and go in on Dr. Freon's past. And next week will be a really good guest episode. We haven't had any staff members on yet, and I'm trying to get every single staff member, along with a couple of new artists on the show. Because like I said, you'll be seeing a lot more guests here on the show, especially considering our Eddie show went really well. Our Michael Jones and Fury show went really well. So I'm really keen to getting a lot more guests on the show. And everybody seems to really enjoy them. I mean, our peak viewership was when we had Michael and Fury on. You know what I mean? Because people want to see their friends on the show. So it's like, fuck it, man. Let's get more friends on the show. So I'm going to try to get booked up. But next week for episode 66, we're bringing on a Music Monday staff member. So be there or be fucking square. But as far as upcoming events for Music Mondays, if you're interested in submitting a track for next week, make sure you follow us on Twitter at All Music Mondays. The tweet will go live tomorrow if you're watching live. If you're watching on YouTube, tweets drop every Tuesday for the following Monday's show. So if you're watching the show here live, tweets drop the very next day. So every Tuesday, be on the lookout, because that's something that's very important, very, very important. And all the information that's, involving the show is available through Twitter. SoundCloud Sunday, volume 27, submissions open this Wednesday. We spoke a little bit about that, but just to double remind you, if you're interested in making a SoundCloud Sunday playlist, make sure you submit your tracks, and be on the lookout for that as well. There's a couple of things that I'm working on behind the scenes for Music Mondays that I don't want to talk too much on. Stuff to do with visuals and things like that, but just know, like I said, April doesn't stop at all. And if you're interested in submitting for our very first album, Curing Cases of the Mondays, make sure you follow us on Twitter there as well. You can join our Discord if you have any questions. You can message me if you have any questions as well. But our first album drops May 14th. Submissions are due May 11th. Submissions are only via email, and it's unreleased exclusives only. We'll only be dropping this album on SoundCloud and YouTube, so if you're interested in distributing your song to stores, that's fine as well. No problem. But for all the information that you're gonna want to need, go check out the tweet on Music Mondays, and I'm gonna link the tweet in the YouTube re-upload as well. And one of the last important things that is going on in Music Mondays is every week we're dropping 10 episodes from the library up until we're caught up, and this episode will also be available in our Spotify library. So just hit the link in our bio, go check out all the links that our podcast is on. Play us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You don't need to, it's not a necessity. We're still going to upload on YouTube, we're still going to be in the same places. There's going to be a free option, and then there's going to be, if you want to take us on the go, you can go play us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Feel free to show some love there too, but you don't have to. And if you still watch the show on YouTube, we still love you and thank you, because you are crucial. And if you are watching on YouTube, smash that motherfucking like button, bruh. For real. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you show these artists some love, man. Click that description box, go show them some love. If you like the song, make sure you go check it out, like it, share it, show your friends the show, tell your friends about the show. You guys know the drill, man. So with that said, that does it for episode 65 of Music Mondays, man. That was quite the show, and that was a really good show. We had quite the amount of submissions. We had a 3-hour show, actually, which is excellent. That was quite the show. It's good because now that I'm uploading shows on all the audio stores, I think certain ones only take up to like 3 hours. So the ones that are over 3 hours, I'm gonna have to like split in half, which is gonna suck, but it's gonna have to be done. And I'll still do it because it's important for the library. But hopefully we can have like only like 3-hour shows, you know what I mean? Some shit like that. But we don't worry about that right now. Not a big deal. But be on the lookout for archived episodes uploaded every week. Go check out season 1 of Music Mondays. It's already live on YouTube. There was one other thing that I was gonna mention too. Shit. Oh yeah, brand new article this week by Ray Lowe. He has a really, really interesting piece. And I'm going to be conducting a couple of text interviews over the next month. So expect some new content from me and our other writer, Julian, as well. Honestly, Music Mondays is coming at you from all angles. Like, straight the fuck up. Like, we're just flooding your shit. So be ready. Be aware. Follow us on all social media. All Music Mondays. Visit allmusicmondays.com. And thank you. If you tuned in, if you came through, if you said any words today during the show, I appreciate it. If you just came in and lurked, I appreciate it. Shout out anybody that did come through. Kale, Dread, Sunset, Cole, Mark, Bloodcat, Bananas, thank you. Shout out to you guys. You're the real ones, man. I'm gonna go make the top 3 artists of tonight's show. I'll probably go live in about 10-20 minutes, do some editing. But that does it for episode 65, man. I'll see you guys next week for a special guest episode, 66. Be safe. I love you guys. And it's been your boy, Zom Slays. Later, 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 later.